Oh man, I dozed off during the camp. Sorry about that.
It's pretty cool. It looks like a little snow globe. So
I know. Very festive today. Yeah. So how are you doing today, Aaron?
I'm doing fantastic. We have one more. It is Christmas Eve.
It is Christmas Eve.
So one more sleep till
Yeah.
Christmas Eve and two more sleeps till Christmas Day.
Is that how you approach time? Just your naps and your sleeping arrangements?
Yeah. So for Addie, we usually say it's 2 long sleeps.
2 long sleeps. Okay.
You know.
6 more sleeps until we go to Florida, like that. Is that?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, oh, cool. I have cookies.
You have cookies. That's awesome.
Thank you, Rhiannon. That's awesome. I love cookies.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So yeah, it's almost Christmas, and we want to say at the beginning now we're looking for comments. We were talking about what to discuss on the show. We have a few things we want to talk about pretty quickly.
Yeah.
But give us your thoughts or your hopes for Christmas or even the new year, 2021. We will not be doing a show next week. And so as we look forward to the new year, if you have any hopes or dreams or resolutions or whatever you might want to call it, go ahead and put them in the comments, and we'll bring those up, and it might guide our conversation. But first, Aaron, what in the world is going on tomorrow, Christmas Eve, for St. Paul United Methodist Church?
So tomorrow for Christmas Eve, we have multiple things going on. One of them being an in-person experience. So we'll have between 5 and 6:30. This is something you can show up at any time. You can show up at 5, 5:15, 5:23.
So what about 5:47?
5:47, do it. Yes, absolutely. But you can show up anytime. And it will be, I do encourage you to wear warm clothing. You will be getting out of your car for this event. I realized that we did need to state that pretty explicitly. And from what I understand from checking the weather earlier this week is it's going to be pretty cold.
Now, you told me it was going to snow, and here right now it's raining.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that's going to work out.
Yeah, I don't know. We shall see.
Yeah.
But as of right now, 5 to 6:30, you can show up at any time. Wear some warm clothes. It's gonna be a pretty fun time. Once again, don't want to give too much away. You'll see when you get there. But I think you'll have some good laughs. And,
yes.
And you'll leave with some sweet treats and a candle, and of course an invitation to join us later on that evening for our online Christmas Eve service, which it's time to finally reveal the time, David. So
yes, here it is, 11:11.
11:11.
Yeah.
I cannot think of a better time.
Although on Facebook it says 11:10, and that is because there's some pre-music. So feel free to join at 11:10. Yeah. There's I think maybe 3 minutes of music. So if you come in at 11:11, that is really the time I was shooting for.
Well, that's wonderful. So yeah,
and it's going to have a lot of different stuff. There will be hymns. There will be some contemporary stuff. So I think it'll be something. Hopefully, it blesses you and it can really put you in the Christmas spirit.
There's even stuff from all of you. You shared blessing videos with us, and so those will be included in there as well. So we'll get to see everyone, and we wanted to find some way in order for us to see one another.
Yes.
For Christmas Eve, and this is one of the best ways we could do it. And I know I saw some of the videos. David, obviously, you've been sort of putting all this together, so you've seen all the videos. And,
I have.
I think they're really great. So
yes,
thank you to everyone who sent in a blessing.
Yeah, it's cool. It's cool. So as far as our topic for today, like I said, we would not have a show for next week. And there's a dog trying to get in my office, but I've put weights in front of the door, so he cannot. He just kind of, he gets a running start and is like thud, Anyway. So Aaron, what kind of hopes do you have for Christmas or the new year? What are some of your hopes for the next few months?
I suppose my biggest hope for Christmas, first off, is that everyone stays safe.
Yes.
I think that is one of the predominant hopes that perhaps most of us have, is that everyone can stay healthy, and that those are sick can sort of make it through this time and get to spend in some way, shape, or form some much needed time with family, whether it's whether they have chosen to meet in person or whether they're going to be having a Zoom Christmas or what have you,
or a phone call.
Or a phone call.
That still works. There's still those things called phones, and we can still talk.
Absolutely. And so my first hope is just that everyone stays safe, and that in the staying safe, we can also interact with each other, because Christmas is a very, very important time for most of us. And so that we can find some way to make the Christmas Eve and Christmas Day special, which is, of course, why we invited everyone to our in-person, experience and our online service.
Yeah. And I should say about that, not just dress warm, but also mask up.
Yes.
Mask up. We want everyone to be safe. We don't want anyone to get sick or ill because they came out to this Christmas Eve event. Yeah. And if and I'm wondering, Aaron, we have not talked about this.
We have not.
I wonder about live streaming some of it. Maybe it's 6 o'clock or so, maybe somewhere around there, just so that those that don't feel comfortable don't feel like they're missing anything.
That's true. Yeah, I thought about that as well. Yeah, we have not talked about it, but I think that's an excellent idea, because once again, I think there are going to be some great laughs, so it'll be good to document those as well.
That sounds like a really, really good idea, and it sounds like a really good job for the associate.
Well, there we go. So I'll be there with the camera. It'll be like I'm not really gonna do this, but I'll put a whole suit on. It'll be like the red carpet, But no, I'm
the church does have an Easter bunny suit costume. Yeah, so
there we go.
That would confuse the kids. But as we we don't want to look past Christmas. I don't think we are. But like I said, right after that's the new year.
Yeah.
And I was writing my newsletter article for January, and I realized I don't know of anyone who is sad to see 2020 in the rearview mirror.
Now, I saw yesterday that at 12:01 a.m. on January 1st will be the first time we can accurately say that that hindsight is 2020. There it is.
Oh.
That's what I'm looking for. Yeah. 12:01 a.m. on January 1st, we can actually say hindsight is 2020. So
that's interesting. I'd forgotten about this. I think a few years before people started talking about 2020 vision, the vision for 2020 and what we would do, because usually when you're talking about vision, you're talking about, okay, what it's going to be like, and you kind of plan to do something. I think most of those plans just kind of went out the window.
The best laid plans of mice and men, right?
Yeah. And I haven't thought about it, but I think that says something.
Yeah.
That our foresight is only so far.
Right. And I wonder how that is going to affect people who normally make like New Year's resolution. Are they going to refrain from doing so because 2020 was just so terrible that obviously most of us probably did not realize?
Yeah. But I've been making the same resolution for 20, 30 years. So why should I stop now?
Yeah. Well, I feel you. I mean, I've gone on my diet every Monday for the past, I can't tell you how long. So,
Yeah. So, and I kind of bring this up in my newsletter article, but our rhythms and habits are just, we get so ingrained in those. And every new year we look at, okay, what is working for me? What isn't working for me? And we look at changing things, but yet by February, we're back in the same old rhythms and habits.
Right. Yeah, that's a very interesting thing about it is if you look into rhythms and habits, most of our resolutions force us to sort of do something. We're trying to force ourselves to do something.
Yeah.
Typically, it's something that we don't want to do. And so when that happens, it really keeps us from establishing those rhythms and habits, because when we don't want to do them, we miss a beat, and then the rhythm goes off. And actually, David, have you ever read the book Finish by John Acuff, I believe his name is?
I have not. I am familiar with the author, but I have not read any of his stuff.
So he has a book called Finish. Very interesting to me, especially as a perfectionist, but he talks about, perfectionism is actually the reason most of us don't finish most of the things on our to-do list or in our lives that we really want to do, is because we don't even start, because it's not going to be perfect. So, and we're not in the perfect circumstance to start anything. But he says that the most important day for anyone, whether they're doing a New Year's resolution, they're trying to create a new habit, anything like that, the most important day is the day after perfect. Because what happens is we start trying to establish this rhythm, right? And then something happens that throws us off course. We miss one day at the gym. We eat terribly for one day. And then the next day we're like, oh, well, we already messed up. So we just chuck it all off. And then by February, we're doing whatever we want. But the most important day is that day after perfect, where we say, okay, I messed up. And maybe even if you're doing something that's spiritual, you can repent of something. You can pull 180 and say, I messed up. and you can keep trying to establish that rhythm. I don't know if you have anything to add to that.
Well, I had a thought earlier, maybe a new way to look at resolutions, because you said usually it's because we're doing something we don't want to do. So in 2021, my resolution is to eat more guacamole Tostitos chips.
Okay.
I think that's something I can do because it's something I already like to do.
There you go.
And I think maybe gain 30 pounds. I think that's a resolution I could live with for a while.
Yeah.
but one of the things that back to your point about the day after perfect, the sign, I forget what people have phrased it, but it's something that Jerry Seinfeld said. And he talked about, the story goes that a comedian asked him, how can I be a good comedian? He said, tell good jokes. Thanks. And the guy's like, okay, how do I do that? And he says, write jokes every day. Yeah. And so what he would do is something he called to not break the chain. And so he had a calendar, and every day he would write jokes. He would put an X on the calendar. And the goal was actually to see how many X's he could get in a row. And if he ever broke the chain, the goal was to start a new chain. So it wasn't about, oh, I missed a day, so therefore I can't do it anymore.
Right.
Yeah, I'm having problems. Mildred Cooley posted a clap, and I can't show it. I don't know why. It's driving me crazy.
Is that a clap?
I think so.
It looked like a chicken wing to me, but
I think it's a clap. Yeah, but no one else can see it. So sorry, Mildred. But his goal was to not break the chain. And I like that, because it wasn't about being perfect. It was about starting again after you stop. Yeah. And to build in consistency. And two of my favorite words, and these might be my words for 2021,
There you go.
is intentional and consistent.
Mm.
So if I can be intentional about not eating guacamole chips, and if I can be consistent, that would end up being a good thing. And I know for a fact the battle of not eating guacamole chips begins not in my house, it begins in the grocery store.
Mm. Yeah.
Because if I don't have them in my house, guess what happens? I go out and buy them. No, I can't have them. I mean, they're not there.
Out of sight, out of mind, right?
Yeah. Yeah. And so, one of my hopes in 2021, because it's hard doing these things on our own.
Mm-hmm.
And my hope in 2021 is if anybody listening is planning on making a resolution of deepening their faith or growing spiritually, that we can help one another in that.
Yeah.
We can encourage one another in that. We might even challenge one another in that, so that even, the day after perfect, the day we mess up, someone's there to say, you know what, it isn't about whether you're perfect or not. It's whether you continue to start again and continue that, I guess, that pursuit throughout the entire year.
Amen.
So intentional consistency.
Intentional consistency.
Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
So, what else you have? We have like 3 minutes, but we can end the show now. We can give people a break.
Oh man. Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious to see if anyone has any thoughts or questions they want to ask.
Yeah. In fact, we've kind of changed the software we're using for this show, and I want to try something here. Oh, so it's not going to. It's not showing any messages.
Huh.
So I don't know if someone posts something, if it will actually show up or if it will not. So if you're listening right now, and I know at least a few of you are, go ahead and post something, because I want to see if it actually shows up there. What's one thing you hope you get for Christmas, Aaron? Or are you too old for that now?
Oh, PlayStation 5. PlayStation 5. I'm just kidding. That's what I keep joking about with Emily. I think she's getting real sick of the joke. Oh man, that's a good question. I don't know.
Thank you, Kimberly.
I don't know. Hey, there we go. Yeah,
it showed up. There we go. Now I don't have to sit here and it'll just happen. So cool.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I genuinely don't know what I don't know what I want for Christmas. So Emily has this problem with shopping for me. And as does my mother and everyone else that tries to get me a gift and ask me what I want. Typically, if I want something, I go and get it for myself. And so Emily's like always struggling when it comes to like my birthday or Christmas or anything. And she's like, what do you want? It's like, I mean, I don't know.
What you do next time, what you do is you go ahead and buy what you want. And when she says, what do you want? Take it in there and say, here, just wrap it up and put my name on it.
Bingo.
There you go. She will love you. Yes, Christmas Eve is still on at 5 to 6:30 tomorrow in the parking lot at the church. Dress warm, wear masks, and then we'll have a.
Come and go if you want. You don't have to stay the whole hour and a half.
Yeah. Come whenever you want. You don't have to stay the whole time. It's come and go, and I will. Well, no, and I was going to share a little bit, but maybe not. And then at 11:11 tomorrow evening, we will do a live stream Christmas service. More, well, it's going to have a lot of different elements. So hymns, contemporary songs, scriptures, reflection, stuff like that. So
blessings from people.
Plus your blessings, yeah. And Mildred sent in a blessing. So, I love the fact that your mom's on here.
Yes, because she can follow me.
Yeah. When he was younger, he would send me the links to everything he wanted. I missed those days.
Yeah.
Well, you know what, Kimberly? Those days can still be here.
Yeah,
Aaron,
that was back when I was a college student and did not have money. So
now you just go out and buy Yoda and what's that thing? How to be what's the bad guys called in Star Wars?
Sith, you're thinking
Sith. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Sith stuff. Yeah, the training. So
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I think that's about it for us. I hope if we don't see you tomorrow, have a very blessed Christmas. Again, we're not going to do the show next Wednesday, so have a blessed New Year. And my hope and prayer is that in 2021, that you would, take time to be intentionally consistent in your growth for your faith, because it makes a huge difference, especially when you go through something like a pandemic. I have seen this this year, how faith has sustained people, and how folks that maybe their faith wasn't all that important to them have really struggled through this. And even those that had faith sometimes struggled through it as well. So, well, I don't know whether to be honored or just really feel bad for Kimberly.
This is the highlight of it. Yeah.
And I have one thing to say. Aaron, call your mom. Just call her, she has to do get on something, Anyway, Merry Christmas, everyone. Any parting thoughts, Aaron?
Merry Christmas, and since we won't be on the DNA show, have a happy New Year. We'll see you all in the new year, I suppose. Well, and hopefully tomorrow.
Yes. Well, as long as you feel safe. So
right. Otherwise, we'll see you on a live stream.
Yes. All right.